So we are back here with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the true pack odds in NBA 2K26 My Team, man. So you might be like, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to be telling you guys the pack odds for you getting a card of a certain tier in a 51 pack box and a 20 box out of a base pack and out of a base 20 box, man. So this should be very, very valuable information. Of course, if we look at just the pack odds on a singular pack, these are even a little bit misleading because it says 26% for a 95 plus, a 1.6 at an opal, and a sub 1 at a dark matter. Now, of course, we know that that sub 1% is misleading. I've done a calculation to get what I believe is a very accurate estimation of the dark matter odds, thanks to Troy Dan Man. But then if we look at the pink diamond odds, there's actually a 24.1% chance that your pack will contain a pink diamond because the odds of 26% is a 95 plus. So that could technically be an opal or dark matter. It is a 24.1% chance approximately that you will get a pink diamond. So it is about a 1.5% chance that you will get a Galaxy Opal in your given pack, and it is also about a 0.113% chance that you will get a dark matter, and that is based on Troy Dan's pack odds. He opened up like 1,763 packs and pulled two dark matters. The odds might be a little bit less, a little bit more. The calculations I did for Pink Diamond and Galaxy Opal are 100% accurate, but it is a little bit more rocky with the dark matter because it could be like zero point 0.2 or it could be 0.1. It is somewhere in between 0.1% and 0.2%, but the estimation I have today is 0.113% chance. So now we move on to the 50 pack box. So we're not counting in the topper. We all know, you're guaranteed a Galaxy Opal and they boost up the odds, which is so dumb just because you're guaranteed an opal in the topper. The odds are not truly boosted. Your 50 packs besides the topper have these same exact odds, man. So, with that being said, if you were to open up 50 packs of these All-Star packs, you have a 99.9999999% chance of pulling a pink diamond. You have a 53.03% chance of pulling a Galaxy Opal out of 50 packs. So it's about a coin flip. If you open up 50 packs, do you pull a Galaxy Opal, which is absolutely ridiculous, man. Because it could be a troll opal. We all know that, but that is the estimation. And you have about a 5.5% chance that you will get a dark matter out of a 50 pack box. So that is just over 1 in 20 50 pack boxes have a dark matter. How absurd is that, man? So say you don't want to spend the old Big Benjamin, you just want to spend $50 on a 20 pack or what are your odds? You have a 99.6% chance of pulling a pink diamond. So there is a 0.4% chance that you don't pull a pink diamond out of a 20 pack, that would be absolutely absurd. And just think about how unlikely that is. That is about, 4 times the odds of actually pulling a dark matter out of one pack that you don't pull a pink diamond out of a 20 packer, which is absolutely absurd, man. You have about a 26.12% chance of pulling a Galaxy Opal out of a 20 pack box, and you have about a 2.236% chance of pulling a Galaxy Opal or a dark matter, excuse me, out of a 20 pack box, man. So with that being said, it takes on average 885 packs to pull a dark matter. And on average, it takes about 66 packs to pull a Galaxy Opal, which, again, just absolutely crazy when you kind of put the numbers up on that, man. And then we move over to the base packs. So the odds are visible for Galaxy Opal. So I did a calculation assuming that the odds go down accordingly with Galaxy Opals and Dark Matters as well at the same rate. This is not guaranteed because they show a sub 1%, so this is not guaranteed. This is just an estimation, but I think that it may be pretty accurate. I think that the odds do go down at the same rate, and that's given because when we've seen the visible odds, it seems like that is the case for every tier. So Given that that is the case, you have a 0.42% chance of pulling a Galaxy Opal out of a base pack, and you have a 0.03% chance of pulling a dark matter out of a base pack. So if you were to open up a 20 pack box of base packs, which is still, you got to spend like 15 or 20 bucks to get this, right? You've got an 8.15% chance of pulling an opal out of this 20 pack box. That's less than 1 out of 10 20 pack boxes that will have a Galaxy Opal. And you have a 0.6% chance of pulling a dark matter out of a base 20 packer, man. So a sub 1% chance out of 20 packs to pull a dark matter, which is absolutely insane. And this is where it gets really crazy. Say that you were going to open up a bunch of base packs. On average, it will take 235 packs to pull a Galaxy Opal and 3,333 base packs to pull a dark matter. And that's basically just a 50% shot, given that that's the estimate. To get like a 95% chance of pulling a dark matter out of base packs, you would need to open up more than 6,000 base packs. Let's pull out a calculator and see how much MT that is, because given that the odds are the same, it's going to be about the same for regular packs as well. So if we do 6,000 times 4,000, on average, to pull a dark matter out of a base pack, it is going to take 24 million MT. 24 million MT. So that just tells you it's not worth the gamble at all, because the highest price of any dark matter, if you're going just to try and make MT, is about 9 million in dark matter Wemby. So let's do the same calculation with regular packs. I think the numbers are going to come out about the same. Let's do how many packs on average to pull a dark matter? 885. So let's do 885. 885. Apologize for that dog in the background, man. Times 18,375. Yeah, it's about, well, it would actually be a little bit less. So your odds are a little bit better. It would be 16.2 million MT on average to pull a dark matter in these regular packs, man. So hey, obviously those odds tell you you probably shouldn't be opening up packs, man. But hey, tell me if you guys would like to see a breakdown on your odds of pulling certain event pieces. That was another idea that I had. Or if you would like to see this type of video every week. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, as well as leave a like on the video. With all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.